Hello guys, welcome to the Wednesday forecast. So let's get right into the market, and we have continued with the moves on the euro pairs. For example, the Aussie pairs have been a bit of a disappointment, but the euro pairs, they look to be trending down. So there was a flag actually that formed right here. Let me take this back. So right here there was a flag trade. For me personally, it did not fit my plan, and I actually would have been stopped out as far as I know. Let's check it. Let's put the risk to reward tool. So yeah, I would have entered around here on this candle. This would be the entry candle, and for me there was not enough of a range. So first thing, I was seeing these three wicks to the downside, signaling to me a larger range. So that's just not a good sign. We will continue. It's actually a sign we will have a larger range, or maybe even that we will reverse to the upside. So yeah, I did enter a trade right here, and then it would have stopped. Sorry, I did not enter a trade, and it would have stopped me out. As I said, it did not fit my plan. I wanted to see a larger range here. This was not enough of a range, and then the price did continue to the downside, as we can see, and now it has created this huge wick down. So it has created a huge wick to the downside, and I am expecting again a larger range. I am looking for a trade here because this is trending down. Just a second. So as we can see, this is trending to the downside. But then again, this is a warning sign, so huge wick. I want to see a larger range, something like this, and then a nice flag to form, and then look to sell to the downside. What I will be looking out for is if we start to descend, I will look for a reversal to the upside, like this. Look to buy, then enter some nice buy trades to the long side. Or if we do get a V for volatility, then look for a range, look for a push up, and then look to buy on a nice flag. If we start to ascend, I will look for a reversal to the downside, something like this, and then look to sell on a flag or whichever pattern we get. And yeah, I believe that's about it. I would like to see also a nice push down, and then maybe a break and retest trade. That would be very high probability, of course. Or I would like to see a larger push and then a nice flag to the short side. So my best bet is for this to continue, for this downtrend to continue down, and that we can enter a nice trade, or maybe that we have a wider range here and then we can sell on a nice flag pattern. So that's about it for EU. For EJ, this one is also trending down. We had this descending structure. So for me personally, there were no setups worth taking. Right here, there was no setup here, there was no flag or anything. We had this descending structure, and then looks like we continued to the downside. So currently we have continued and we got this huge wick. So I'm looking for a range. I'm looking for something like this for a range, and then I'm looking for a nice flag to go to the short side. Really similar to the euro US dollar. We got a wick and I'm looking for that flag, or I would like to see a nice push down and then a break and retest, or I would like to see a bigger push and then a nice flag further down. So again, this is looking good. Market looks to be cleaning up. This looks like clean price action. I like this impulse, I like this descending structure, I like this push down. Only warning sign is this huge wick. If we do get a V, I will look for a range and then a further push up, and then look to buy on a nice flag. Or maybe if we start to ascend, I will look for a reversal to the downside, like this. Or if we start to descend, then you need to be careful, and that the market is probably exhausted to the downside, cannot move, that the market cannot move further down, and then do look for a reversal to the upside. So that's about it for EJ. Now for Aussie US dollar, this one is looking range bound actually. This is not looking that good. The euro pairs look much better. This one just looks to be stuck in this larger stuck in this larger, wider range. So I want to see a large push up or a large push down. At this point, it was looking okay. It had a lot of wicks in it, so this pullback did not fit my plan to maybe enter something like this. I was not looking for that trade because of the prior impulse. It was full of wicks and just really did not look like a good trade. So I'm looking for a large push up, a flag, or a large push down, again a flag, or maybe a nice ascending for the price action to clean up with a nice ascending structure. Look for a reversal, or a nice descending structure. Look for a reversal to the upside like this. So that's about it for AU. Nothing more to say. Again, I want to see the price action clean up a bit, or I want to see a large push up or a large push down. So for the Aussie and the Japanese yen, this one very similar to Aussie US dollar. We have a huge wick down, huge wick up. So I am expecting a larger range at this point, something like this. And if we do get a large push up, I will look for a flag, or if we do get a large push down, I will look for a flag to go short, like this. Again, if we start ascending, I will look for a reversal. But then again, I do know reversals on the Aussie and the Japanese yen are not at high probability. So I need to see some really clean price action. If we do get a descending, I'll look for a reversal up. And I need to see really clean price action for this possibility. And another thing, we can just range for a long time since I'm expecting a range with these, as I said, huge wick down, huge wick up. So do watch out for the liquidity areas below and above. Do watch out how we reach the liquidity areas. Do we just break and retrace, or do we actually break? Do we actually break with some nice momentum and get a nice flag, or maybe start a trend up? Or maybe even if we ascend into it, that's another good sign for a reversal. Since the methodology behind this is the stops are being taken out, the stops are taken out all the way to the upside. And especially in this area where there are lots of stops, because it's a liquidity zone where the traders that are trading the range, they sell here, they buy here, and they keep their stops below the low and above the high. So that's the methodology behind an ascending or descending out of a range. That's it for a forecast. Look for the Euro pairs. Aussie pairs, be a bit more careful. They're not moving in a nice manner. So now you know what to focus on. And let's see what the rest of the week will bring us. One thing I do know, on Wednesday usually trends start. So Wednesday, Thursday and Friday are the best days to take a trade. So they are most high probability days. And you do know that on Mondays and Tuesdays I tend to be a bit more patient. And also one thing I did forget, so I did take a short trade right here, which ended up being a loss. So yeah, I'm sorry I forgot that one, but I'm going to go over it right now. What I was seeing this really nice push down. I was seeing some really nice momentum, large momentum. Then we got a huge wick, which was a warning sign. Then we retraced, continued down, got a clean close, so that's another really good sign. And at that point, I was looking for a trade because of this clean close. This to me personally looked very high probability. And then the price tagged me in and tagged me out with the same candle. So I was very happy to take a trade here for two reasons. First one, there was a really nice push down. There was no momentum shift in the pullback. It was just, maybe a 2 or 3 candle pullback. And then we continued down, got a clean close. So that was really high probability for me. Only warning sign was this huge wick right here. So that is a warning sign, but I was happy to take that 1% risk. So unfortunately it was a losing trade, but it fit my plan, and that's the main point. That's it for the forecast, and I will see you guys in the next one.